Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Titleist, they're the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy are the number one shoe and glove in golf. Driving a BMW is like hitting a perfect shot, smooth, controlled and powerful. Ping, they'll help you play your best. The Golf Clearance Outlet beat everyone's prices. And Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Now, from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, it's time for Talk Birdie to Me.
G'day everybody, welcome to the program. This is a Talk Birdie to Me mini, and with us today from Golf Australia is Damien de Bohun. Now Damien is the GM for clubs, facilities and places to play. It's a nice tag, that one, Damien. Welcome.
Thanks, Mark. It's a long tag, but it gets abbreviated to places to play only sometimes, but I love what I'm doing.
Well, I do agree with Golf Australia when you say all golf is golf, which is great. Hitting into a net in the backyard, that's golf. I don't care where you're playing it, that is golf. But we've got you in because of the new rollout for the handicapping system.
Yes.
We've had a few people, some from our audience, have got in touch with us. Things aren't rolling as well for them as they had hoped. I haven't had a problem. Nick, have you had a problem with the handicapping system so far?
No,
it hasn't affected me one bit.
I haven't actually put a card in of late, so it hasn't affected me at all. So there you go.
So from your end, I mean, there's always going to be a couple of teething problems, but how do you think it's rolled out?
Look, overall it's rolled out well, and there's no doubt that we've had some challenges for some people, but the feedback we're getting, and we've been extensively talking to clubs and to golfers, I think I'll say this with a smile on my face, a lot of people have sort of said, we did a bit better than you thought you would, which is great. And so... I'm in the middle of an interview and you call. I'll call you back. So we've had a lot of feedback from the market. We've spoken to clubs and venues and a lot of golfers. And look, overall, it's been received well. In fact, a lot of people with a smile on their face have said, you've done a lot better than we thought you would, which is a backhanded compliment. Look, it is a big, big project. 250 million scores were brought across from one system to another, some 2 million golfers. And so for anyone who's worked on a major technology project of that scale, there's going to be some teething problems. So we're working through that. We've got a significant customer service centre. So if individual golfers or clubs have any issues, we're receiving those calls and we're addressing them. I know there's a couple that have come to you through your
one in particular.
Calls. Yes.
So why don't we work through this one? It says, guys, this comes from Tom Fisher. Good on you, Tom. Thanks for sending this in. Guys, I had a rip around yesterday and now it's with this new handicap system. It's not counting. It is a score towards my handicap. So if you had a ripper score, this is where no one cares about a bad score, but these had a ripper score. I have another guy at my club who showed me the same problem with his 4 underscore, not counting either. So Tom's had a 5 underscore. He makes the point, with pennant selections coming up, we want our handicap as low as possible. Please help.
Yes.
So have you had many of these?
Not many, but we've had enough. And so we're looking at this one specifically. I think it was East Lakes. Is that the club that he's at?
I think so. Yeah, that's right.
So we've got that information. I think, look, 5 under, he's playing off 1 point something and he's had 43 points. So he's going pretty well.
By the way.
I think he might have had you, Mark, and you, Nick, covered in your day with some of your scores, but he's
points-wise he would have.
Yeah, points-wise he's cleaned us up.
He's going very, very well. Look, the reality is, so there are some of those issues that we're picking up. They're being addressed as they come up. And the most important thing is that as golfers or clubs see them, they just let us know and then we can deal with it. And part of it is we've obviously put a new platform or system in, and it also integrates with other existing systems with licensed software providers. So there's a few teething issues, but they're small in number and we're working through it. So I think we can say to Tom, we know now, that's great. We'll make sure we get that 43 points registered in the right way in the coming days, and sometimes it's just a minor change we need to make in the background.
Damien, the question that comes up to me more often than not is why was there a need for change?
Yes, very good question. Now, do you remember when Kathy Freeman won the Olympic gold medal in the year 2000?
Using the suit? What a suit that was.
What a great suit.
What a star.
The year that Kathy won the gold medal was the same year that Golf Link was established.
Oh, okay.
So if you're thinking back, that's 25 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
It's a long, and I think it's fair to say a little bit's changed in technology in the last 25 years. And in practice, what we've done at Golf Australia is we've obviously needed to bring all of our existing people onto the new system, but it's about setting golf up for the next 20 years. And I don't need to tell you guys, because you are passionate lovers of golf, the growth that the sport is experiencing right now is extraordinary. Enabling Golf Australia to be able to embrace not just all the members of member clubs who are so important, but all the 4 million people who are playing golf across the country is what this is all about. We got some data back recently, which is fascinating, that only 2% of people now who are playing golf for the first time are starting their golf journey on a golf course. So if you think
2%.
only 2%. So if you think about that carefully, you've got simulator businesses that are growing, you've got driving ranges with technology, even through a lot of families and people, mini golf's flourishing and growing. So we've got this new world, and so the need for change was all about Golf Australia and golf in this country being prepared to really accelerate the growth over the coming 5 or 10 years.
It's funny you say that, because my son got going again playing golf. He's a basketballer and he's starting to play a little bit of golf. He went to a mate's place and Dad had a simulator in the backyard.
Yeah.
So they're all on the Dad's simulator hitting shots. And then the next thing I know, they're down at the Burnley Golf Club playing 9 holes, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
All golf is golf.
Whatever happened to Kathy Freeman's suit, by the way? No one ever wore that ever since.
No
right?
one's worn it
was a one
since.
and done type
But I remember
thing.
when she came out on the track, no one could believe what she was wearing, but now it's just so iconic.
How long has this been in the making, by the way, this new system?
It's a great question, Nick. Really, it's taken 3 years from beginning to end of the sort of first conversations. We went through a process, as you would, like any good organisation, to select the best vendor. But in Australia, there's 2 things that are real. One is we play a lot more competition golf than anyone else in the world. And so we've got quite unique circumstances. About 70% of member rounds are competition rounds, whereas in other parts of the world, it's about 10 or 20%. So that's interesting. So it took a lot of time just to make sure that the unique circumstances in Australia were being embedded into the new system. So about 3 years from beginning to end, a major piece of work and a big project to land it.
What about the trial period? I mean, before you push the button to change it over, how long did that take and how extensive was that?
Look, extensive enough. It's like any project. I think the other thing that's important is that the organisation we're working with, who are .golf, their system is in place in New Zealand, in many places in the UK, in Japan. They're moving into in South Africa. So it's a proven product in different parts of the world. There was testing on a range of levels. I think that the one bit that was interesting for us is when we had to sort of turn off GolfLink, the old system, and then start the new system. We had that couple of weeks where people were getting strange handicaps because all of those 250 million records were coming across. So I had to write to the market a couple of times and say, hey, cool your jets, everyone. You're not going to be playing off 43 this week. You're going to be playing off probably 6 or 7. We just had to get that right. So there are a few teething issues, but overall, it's been well received.
You just hope you don't have that career round in that time when it went offline for a little while, right?
Well, it looks like
you get all your bad stuff out.
The career rounds look like they're getting fixed up anyway.
True.
Anyway, so that is great. Damien, coincidentally, it's amazing that you've come in at the right time. I just want to change tack. Moore Park is going to be in the news today.
Yeah.
Now, I've been following this closely. It's an iconic 18-hole golf course with a driving range at the moment. Clover Moore, the mayor, has probably put this on the table more than anybody, that she wants to reduce that and open up some parkland for other people.
Yes.
You don't see it that way, Golf Australia. What's the latest?
The latest is that there's been a report published today by the Sydney Parklands group responsible for the parkland. They have changed their wording a bit to be a minimum of 9 holes, but for most of your listeners will know that at Moore Park, the focus has been potentially from Premier Mins and from Clover Moore and others to reduce Moore Park from 18 holes to 9 holes of golf. What we've come up with is a really clear and simple proposal that will actually give the Premier everything that he wants, which is enough parkland and also retain 18 holes of golf. In the coming days, we'll be seeking a meeting with him and his team to make sure that proposal is understood. And we are very, very confident that when all that's on the table, they'll be clear that is the best path forward. The issue around Moore Park is this: it's 18 holes of golf, it's 100,000 rounds a year, 500,000 people at least using the driving range, and as you would well know from your work and from your listeners, there's now more than 4 million adult Australians playing golf. Like it's grown from 2.7 million 3 or 4 years ago to 4 million. It's booming.
It's booming.
So I think the biggest issue, and we've seen examples of it, say Elstonwick here in Melbourne, where that was taken over and it's still laying there like a wasteland largely, which is devastating for people knowing golf.
Yeah.
But golf's been through such a boom, and Moore Park is such an important location that if you cut that by half, you actually reduce the numbers of rounds by more than half.
Yeah.
And then where do people play golf? So look, I think what's been good about the last few years is there's been very, very strong story and reality and narrative around the economic benefit of golf, but more importantly, the health benefits of golf, the mental health benefits of golf, the physical health benefits of golf, and the contribution to the community. And maybe 10 years ago, you couldn't tell that story as seamlessly and as well. So, we are absolutely clear that Moore Park being 18 holes is the right answer. We'll continue to work on that. We won't rest until that outcome's been achieved. But we have reached a position with a new proposal that we believe meets everyone's expectations.
Yeah, what they were talking about, it made no sense to me because I used to stay just around the corner next to Centenary Park, I think it is.
Beautiful
Friends of
place.
mine's had a house in that little pocket.
Yeah.
And I used to go for a walk out in the morning, got the cricket ovals, all these parks to walk through. No one was on it.
No one uses
No one was on it. And now they're talking about, we need the golf course for all this walking and parkland area. I thought, well, hang on, it wasn't being used before, and there's so much around it anyway. So.
Well, that's right, Damien. When I've been following this story for a long time, and my mind immediately went to Centenary Park. And then when I go to Google Maps or Apple Maps, there are parks everywhere.
Yes.
It's not just Centenary Park, which is the biggest park in the whole world that is close. There are literally parks everywhere. And they don't seem to be being used. Now, what do they think? All of a sudden you're going to rip down 9 holes of Moore Park and then we're going to have 1,000 dog walkers there every day. Is that what they think?
Well, it's a good question about what they think, and it's, where we've landed is exactly what both of you are saying. There is enormous opportunity to use parks in the area that are not fully utilised at the moment.
Yep.
We're doing a lot of work on that to make sure we've got the data that supports all of that information. But I think the other thing about golf that is been often underestimated, if you talk about that being, first of all, it's a public access course, which is critical and it's where people come to play. Secondly, it's council owned. In fact, it's run and owned by 3 councils that sort of coincide in the same spot. And the opportunity for revenue and return is significant to reinvest in the community. Whereas parklands, to be frank, cost millions of dollars to keep updated and keep at the right level. So there's always going to be debate about that, but what we're seeing is that golf is growing and flourishing so strongly at the moment that it's giving us the opportunity to have a much stronger discussion about this. So, we won't rest until we get an outcome around Moore
You
Park.
mentioned Elstonwick there. Unfortunately, Elstonwick, they let it run down to the point where no one was playing it.
Yes.
It's the total opposite with Moore Park.
Yes.
To where it is the busiest golf course basically in the country.
Yep.
And they want to shut down the busiest.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get. I mean, if it was half empty half the time, I get it. All right? But not this place. This place is iconic. 100,000 rounds a year means it's flat out every day.
Yep.
It's a real shame. And I wish you so much luck with Golf Australia and Premier Mins and Clover Moore and the whole lot of them. Yep. I hope you win this battle.
Yeah, well, we intend to make sure that every avenue is exhausted and get an outcome that works for everyone.
Damien, thanks for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen comes live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our fantastic partners, Titleist is the clear #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Ping, they'll help you play your best. Betr, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and maybe leave a review. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, with sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.